everybody? Welcome to Charles SMP News Network. Today, we're going to be talking about everything that happened in the past week and a half since our recap video, which you can watch in the, it'll probably be linked in the but our first little event that happened was the Second Galactic faction, quote unquote, that was created by Ninja Riley, was actually raided by Easton's Mafia, which we'll get into later, and was, I guess, driven to quit. Little history on this faction. It started off Opad allied group. At the Battle of Fintia, they were there. He gave this big speech about how they were going to destroy Charles SMP. We all know how the Battle of Fintia went. They lost badly. He left Lopad, joined the AFFS, got raided by Easton because he was talking all this trash and all this about Easton because I guess he didn't get the memo of Lopad anymore. Whatever. And after that, he quit and tried to make a world by getting the seed and then building stuff like the Order on the seed, trying to recreate it. We did a debate with him last night, which will be updated today probably, with these outrageous claims he made about the server. He quitting and leaving entirely. If that tells you how valid his claims were. Speaking of Easton, though, his Mafia, which a similar story to the Second Galactic Empire, Easton was in Lopad. Very prominent member throughout this war, especially. He's been here since before the Mephisto War, actually. He fought in that. He fought in the Coalition War. But he really became a big name during the third Spawn War, ongoing for the past few months, as one of Lopad's greatest fighters. There was this incident with a griefed raid farm that it turns out Easton griefed illegally. He was angry, and Lopad kicked him out. A bunch of goofy events transpired, and Easton ended up leaving Lopad, joining the AFFS, where the person whose farm he griefed pardoned him so he wouldn't be a slave anymore, and he's now an AFFS member. But he's also created his own faction now called the Maffia. He has been ravaging through all of the I would say all the AFFS, but it's more than that. It's really anybody who's one person. They said they attacked him because he was a snitch, quote unquote. But mostly it is AFFS enemies. But the other day there was an incident where he went to Sand City, which is an operator neutral area, and actually attacked people there and killed a few people. We don't really know what to do about that. The legality there is confusing, so there's going to be a trial this Sunday on those events and whether or not anything should happen to Easton, and it'll also set a precedent on what happens with all of these different operator claims. How do the rules work there? Who do they apply to? Big questions will be answered. In other news, the Black Death Squadron has been the leader of the Black Death Squadron has been promoted to a general in the AFFS. He is now one of the highest ranking officials in the Alliance for Free Spawn, and he has been leading several skirmishes. Mainly, he's their top skirmish guy, since he is on during the time that most of the Lopad people are on. He's been extremely effective and has caused the war effort to halt on many occasions, especially during the recent fortifications, that keeping the pressure on them a lot. Of the fortifications at Blocktopia, The battle last week had to be postponed, and there was a separate, smaller scale battle, if you can even call it that, at McCook, the site of the first battle of this war at Spawn. It could be called here, but I think that name's already taken. It was over within less than 10 minutes. The AFFS pushed in, killed everybody, and it was over. It was terrible to see, honestly. It's kind of sad. But yes, a very small low pad team, completely destroyed. And actually tomorrow, as the time of recording this, there will be the actual Battle of Blocktober, which will likely be the biggest, most important battle of the entire war. In other news, there have been several hack attacks. I'm pretty sure are being raided by somebody, but they're using these very advanced hacks I've never seen before. I've been doing this. I've never seen these types of hacks. They're basically just crashing the server without joining it. We have things set up that kick them and able to connect, but as soon as they touch the IP of the server, it says bad packets and everyone is kicked. Restart the server. Super annoying. It happens randomly, almost, it seems now. But anyway, if these people, you're a sad person, you should probably rethink your life. And if anybody knows how to fix this, please let us know. We're still trying to figure out better ways of dealing with it. And yeah, we can use all the help we can get, because this is really annoying. It's almost, I mean, I hate it. These people really got to find better things to do. Hey, go ahead. Also, the actual uniform part of the uniform mod is finished. All of your uniforms will be able to be crafted in-game, whether that be your cape, your pauldrons, your hat, or your actual, chest plate piece. It's all craftable. It's all finished now. And I am just finishing up on tier lightsabers. If you will, this is a very limited time offer, but if you $5 or more on the Patreon within, I'd say, the next 4 days, I'll make you a lightsaber like this, or beacon blade, sorry, like this. Now we have several in game. We currently have 8 Patreon based lightsabers, beacon blades, sorry, which are really cool, ranging from any color. You tell me exactly how you want. Has your name on it. Really cool. There are, I think, 9 or 10 that are craftable in game right now because of it. Really cool stuff. Really cool new weapons. I can't wait to see how they advance going forward into the new mod that's coming soon. In other news, Oro had the UE, and the UE is growing extremely fast. They are probably one of the biggest, I don't know if you call it a faction or an alliances on the server now. I was over there the other day, and they had this one guy locked in a cage for something. They wouldn't really tell me. But they have their own law system, everything. It's a very advanced faction. They've got this really big capital city that connects all of their smaller factions together. It is a really cool project, and if you guys are interested in, if you're a smaller faction owner, and you're interested in joining an open alliance like this, I think it's the perfect one to join. It is a really nice place, wonderful community there. I didn't need more. Speaking of new factions, though, a player by the name of Lucky D has created a faction called Narcissus, I think is how you say it. If that's not how it's pronounced, please correct me in the comments. But it is to be a community for spaggers, he says. I don't know if it's close to Spawn or not, but it is a self-proclaimed community for spaggers to stay and live. Well, it is. I haven't visited it yet. But if you're a new player, consider joining this faction. I mean, it sounds like it's really well players. Also, for more experienced players who've been here for a while, need something to spend your money on. There are teleportation beacons for sale. It's $3,000 to get one installed, both ways. So you pay $3,000, you get both ways created, and it's $100 per 100 blocks that it teleports you. So vary depending on how far you want it to send you. Also, API wide mob incident where they wouldn't spawn anywhere. That has been resolved. As we're wondering about that, thank API, he fixed it for us. Everything's better now. And also, finally, for our factional, really all of our news today, the ISIM has declared peace with communist factions after blowing up their secret underground base underneath Communistopia. So that whole over now for the time being, and the world is left with wondering when the third or how that's going to turn out. Everyone's eyes are peeled on what is going to happen next, actually. So I'll see you guys all after that, hopefully. The recording will probably be up on several days. You can watch a stream from anybody tomorrow. So hopefully you're all able to see it. If you're fighting, good luck, and some messages from our sponsors. Okay, so with our, we've opened up the Patreon to be more, open to everybody who wants to donate. Donators this week, let me look, I'll put their names on screen, are Easton Burton, Ditch, Paige, and Dave for this month. I told them all they can make a for the news, like a message. And only one of them wanted that, and that was Lemon, who says, quote unquote, UWP burger. Aside from that, though, if you guys want to join the Patreon, it'll be in the description. I really appreciate every person's support. It helps us upgrade the server and keep it going smooth, so it's not all just left on me, which I really appreciate. All of the proceeds from the Patreon go directly to the server. And like I said, if you're a Patreon, I will put whatever messages you want in this section of every CNN episode that happens while you're recording. And limited time only for right now, Patreons of $5 or more will receive their own game lightsaber, or beacon blade, sorry, custom made by me where you want it. I will figure out a way to do it. So thank you all for watching. Have a good night, and goodbye.